Our first guest tonight is an Emmy-nominated actress you know best from her work in Orange is the New Black. She stars in Dear Edward, which is available to stream on Apple TV+. Please welcome back to the show one of our favorites, Taylor Schilling, everybody!
I'm so happy to be here with you.
I want to ask a lot about you and your projects, but I do like to always start by talking about your dog, Tank.
Yes.
And you shared some photos, and it does seem like Tank is just holding up so well, aging so well. Here's a photo of Tank up close. And if you're wondering what Tank looks like farther away, there's Tank slightly farther away. How is Tank?
He looks like Attila the Hun.
Yeah. Tank is, don't take this the wrong way, I found Tank to be a dog with exactly one expression.
She's working through it, you know what I mean? This is what I love about Tank. Tank makes her way through. Tank doesn't give up.
Okay. Do you think that is because you named her Tank? You put an expectation upon her?
She feels her own power.
Yeah.
And then when people are around her, they can feel, in turn, their own power.
Oh, interesting. She brings out the inner Tank in other human beings?
Yeah. That's how I feel.
Does she interact well with other dogs?
No.
Okay.
No, but I'm always telling her, it's not your fault, it's mine. I tell other people that, it's not her fault, it's mine, I didn't do it.
Oh, you didn't, like, socialize her with other dogs?
I didn't train her, I don't think, properly. But, you know, she tries.
Okay.
She tries. She does this move where she, like, and, like, puts her kind of butt in the other dog's face.
Now, do you really... And you would describe that as trying? I would call that sabotage. I feel like...
The other day, a dog sitter texted me and said Tank started doing her butt in the face thing, but was jumping off of a bench into a pile of larger dogs. So she said we had to take Tank home.
So Tank jumped and in midair rotated herself, so she... Tank does not seem sort of the acrobatic type. You said one of her dog sitters, does Tank kind of go through them?
She needs help, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's special.
She's special?
She's special.
Are you having a good, is the new year off to a good start with you and Tank?
I mean, we've had some health scares, but...
Okay, you actually, you have a photo, and I do want to say this is a dog mom with great concern. I mean this with all genuineness. Like, here's, it seems like Tank, there you are. I should know, you seem harried. Tank looks exactly the same.
This is a harrowing photograph.
So what happened? It's very nice. I do appreciate that something was wrong with Tank and you did not stop for hair and makeup on the way. Wait, what happened to Tank?
I mean, now I'm thinking it might be from all of the, like, sort of dive bombing into groups of other dogs.
Yeah.
But she has, she has a fragile back.
Yes.
So she needed... oh, God.
Wait, so what happened? Now, obviously something happened that you thought, I'm gonna wrap my dog in a towel and take her to a vet. What was the moment that you were like, oh no, something's wrong with Tank? Okay. And that's more energy than we usually get.
Yeah, she was just panting nonstop, and I thought, she needs help. And she did. There was a problem with her back, but she didn't need surgery. She just needed drugs.
Okay. Taylor, if I find out you're using Tank, if I find out you're sending her out, you're like, throw your back out. Throw your back out, baby. Mom will take you to the vet. 50-50 split.
Hell no, not today's date.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Last time you were here, you showed us a photo of your apartment. It was very scary. The lights were going on and off. Water was flooding. It seemed haunted.
Yeah, it was.
And you know, it's nice. I actually thought it was nice because you think of hauntings usually happening out in the woods and like cabins. It was nice that they were moving into the cities. Where are you now? Do you feel better about your current?
I mean, it's an Airbnb still. It's better.
Okay.
There's not. Do you remember this shower came through the ceiling in that other apartment? Yeah. That's not what's happening here.
Okay,
it's
that's
nice.
good.
Yeah, it's like settled. We're settled.
I think one of the nice things that you've done for yourself, because again, you've been here multiple times, is each subsequent apartment is still terrible, but it's so much better than your last one. Like, you started at like such a low floor.
Yeah. Yeah, like I shared with you a long time ago about my first apartment. And now it's different. Yeah, this one's
Your first
different.
apartment in New York City, where was the bathroom?
In the bedroom and the kitchen were the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, the bitchin.
The bitchin,
Yeah.
right. So you were sleeping in a room with a stove, a working stove.
Yeah, and a sink and like
all the kitchen
cabinets.
stuff. Yeah.
And like a dish rack.
You've come a long way.
Yeah, I've come a long way.
Doing all right for yourself.
Thanks.
I want to talk to you about you when we come back after the break. That's
Okay.
more than enough about Tank. I will be right back with more from the wonderful Taylor Schilling.